It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I had the privilege to interview the Alabama Crimson Tide's Baseball Director of Clubhouse Operations, Trace Beasley. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to work inside college athletics?
Growing up in Tuscaloosa my whole entire life, Alabama has been the school that I've cheered for ever since I was little. Just going to football games, basketball, baseball games, I knew that I would love to work for them one day as a student. And being able to graduate from the University of Alabama was a dream of mine come true. And now I'm getting to live the dream of getting to work for the team that I've been cheering for ever since I was little. So that's the reason I wanted to get into it.
What was it like going to Alabama and studying sports hygiene, hospitality?
Yeah, so Alabama, it's a national brand. They have one of the best athletic departments in the country, and everybody when you think of Alabama, you think of sports, and University of Alabama has the best sports hospitality program, I think, in the country. Ever since I got into the program, every professor, advisor, they helped me tremendously. And now I'm getting my master's in it as well. And every teacher and professor that I've had, they've helped me with any questions that I may have on an assignment or, networking with other people in sports. They've been just awesome to me and helped me get my career started.
What are some of the things that you've learned in sports hospitality?
The biggest thing is networking. Just get your foot in the door somewhere. It don't matter what it is in sports. Just you have to start somewhere. Nick Saban, he didn't start. He had to start at the bottom too. He was a graduate assistant when he first started coaching. Now he's one of the best college football coaches in America right now. And you have to start at the bottom to get to where you want to be at, and that's one that they've taught me. And the biggest thing is just get your foot in the door, start somewhere, and just work the best you can, and everything else will fall into place.
How is it like, obviously, getting to work as a student manager for a community college baseball team?
No, it was really cool because I didn't even play baseball in middle school and high school, so it was different. I played football and basketball growing up, and I did play little league baseball, but when I was 10, I stopped playing baseball. I really thought it was kind of boring in a sense, but now I look back and I laugh at it now because now I've been doing this for 5 years now, and Bevill State Community College helped me tremendously. Funny story about Bevill: when I first started there, they were just bringing the baseball program back. So when I got there, we didn't have a locker room, we didn't have batting cages, we didn't have baseballs. I mean, it was just a total remodel. Like, we were painting the dugouts, painting the locker room. It was we were getting, probably not the best gear you could probably think of, but we had to make it work. And they helped me get my foot in the door somewhere and start my career, and I couldn't be more thankful for Bevill State.
Of course, what was that like, learning from Bevill State from the ground up and starting from basically a scratch program?
Just you have to, whatever you want to do in sports, you just have to sometimes do the dirty work sometimes. And we were many days and hours we're put into rebuilding that program back. And now if I go back to a game and everything, now I can look and be like, man, I helped rebuild this place. So I think it was really cool, and now I got a front hand look of how everything needs to work from one day again, if I have to, rebuild a program back up one day.
How is that like, obviously, going from the community college level to going to your alma mater of Alabama and working as a student manager for them?
Man, it was a little bit different in a sense, but at the same time, it's still baseball, but, a lot more. It's Alabama. It's the best of the best. It's, you got so much more resources. The facilities are outstanding. You have, you get treated like you're a king. It was a little bit of adjustment for me, but at the end of the day, I remember my first practice and I was just like, wow, like I started from the bottom of junior college here at one of the best SEC programs in the country, and I just couldn't be more blessed and thankful.
How is that feeling, like getting your first start as a baseball manager for Alabama Crimson Tide?
It was really cool. I remember the first opening day of the 2021 season. It was right after the 2020 season, COVID shortened year, and so anxious to get started, and I was too. I know I wasn't with them in 2020, but you could just tell everybody was just ready to just start playing again, and I was too. Just being able to be a part of something bigger than yourself was the best. It's been the best thing ever.
What are some of your roles as the baseball manager?
So some of my roles include laundry schedules. We do laundry every day after practice and before practice as well. I'm in charge of the laundry schedules. I'm also in charge of the team lounge, food and snacks and everything. Our nutritionist, she does a great job with making sure we're all well fed, and she tells me, hey, I have some stuff for you guys. Can you come pick it up and take it over to the baseball facility? And I go and get it from her, and I just set it out for the guys for them to eat, and there shouldn't be no problem for any of them to gain if they need to gain weight. So they're always hungry, and there's always food for them if they need it.
Of course, how is it like getting promoted to being the director of clubhouse operations?
It was really cool because I would eventually like to be an equipment manager one day for a professional or college program one day, and get my foot in the door somewhere, and still being able to be a manager too is something that I couldn't be more thankful for. And also getting to learn how all the equipment operations works as well. There's a lot of things that people really don't see, behind the scenes, and there's, how do you get, jerseys, back to where, they were before you started playing. Some jerseys just look absolutely awful after a game, and you have to make sure, they look brand new right after, before you play the next game. So it's been really cool to see how all the behind the scenes stuff works for a SEC baseball team.
Of course, what is that process like, as you said, getting the jerseys, specifically the red jersey, the crimson jersey, back to brand new after the games?
You just have to scrub, wash. You may have to wash jerseys, 3 or 4 times to get it back to where you would like it, just to make sure it looks good after a game. Shout is probably our best friend. We use a lot of it, and it helps us out a lot. And just being able to be like, I helped, clean these jerseys back to where they were before the next game. It's awesome.
What is a day in the life as a clubhouse operations director?
So day in life, I get in, I try to make sure that laundry the night before was done and everything. And then if they have morning workouts or anything like that, I'll go in and I'll do like a morning laundry load, just to make sure they have if they need something, from that previous workout for practice or anything, I'll make sure that it gets done. Then I'll go into the team lounge to make sure, all the food is still stocked up, ready to go. Then I'll go talk to our equipment manager, who does a great job for us, to ask him if there's anything that I need for them, and then check to make sure the coaches, their locker room is ready to go and everything. If they need anything in their locker room. Would it be, water, toiletries like shampoo, razor, shaving cream, toothpaste, whatever it may be, to make sure they're ready to go. And then we have practice around 2:30 every day, and then after that, we try to rotate the laundry schedule to make sure, everybody doesn't have it like as many days as some others. So I may have laundry after practice, or if not, come home, I'm doing my master's program right now. So then I'll do homework, then call it a day.
Of course, how is that like, obviously, as you said, preparing the coach's locker room versus, say, the player's locker room?
Just we have a lot more players than we do coaches, and that's kind of the difference. We have about 40 to 45 players right now, and making sure that they have everything that they need. And it is a little bit more. I spend a little bit more time in the players' locker room asking them if they need anything else, and whether it be from back gloves, socks, new pair of cleats, shorts, whatever it may be, just to make sure they're ready to go for the next practice and workout.
Of course, what does a typical game day look like for you?
Typical game day, get in, just depends on what time the game is. We'll try to get there 5 hours early before. We'll eat pregame meal before. Then we'll get the field set up, ready for batting practice. After batting practice, we'll get ready for the game to start. Then we'll have pregame in and out before the game. We'll clear off the field, make sure our grounds crew does a great job of getting the field ready to go before. Then during games, I help out with the umpires as well during the games. I get to help out. I get the foul balls, and they look to me during the game and say, "Hey, I need 3 more baseballs or 4." So you'll see me if you watch a game. I'll be out getting foul balls, or running to the umpire, or giving him some more baseballs. And then if they need anything to drink or anything else too, I'm their guy.
Of course, do you help with the visitors clubhouse, such as, like, let's say Georgia Bulldogs or Florida or even Tennessee comes to town and you prepare their clubhouse?
Yeah, so I get to help out with we don't really have a clubhouse for like the visiting team, right? They have to stay in hotels before they come to the ballpark every day, but I do get to help out with their laundry as well. Like after the game, like we'll collect all their laundry from their hotel, go get it, and we'll bring it back to our stadium and help them wash it for them to make sure they're ready to go for the next day. And making sure that our visitors are well taken care of is very important, because when we go to their place, we want the same hospitality when we go and visit them and play them.
Of course, what are some of the things that you've learned as the director of clubhouse operations?
That it takes a lot of work to work in this business. It's a lot of long days, a lot of long hours. You may be there for a game day, may take 12 to 14 hour days, and you just have to really keep reminding yourself of, this is what, I feel like, God has called me to do. And you just have to keep remembering that, and just keep saying, it may be long, but, you're living your dream that you've had ever since you were little. And I couldn't be more thankful.
Of course, how do you balance your personal life and also being the director of the clubhouse operations for the baseball program?
It's just time management is everything. You have to, set, stuff that you care about, and especially with your schoolwork, you just have to be able to be like, I can't, you have to miss out on some things, and, that's just part of it. But at the same time, this is something that I've been wanting to do ever since I was little, and just having that mindset and just making sure that, I've been able to do this for 5 years in college has been an awesome experience. But you just have to, time management is everything. You just have to remember like what's important to you, and it's basically God, school, and baseball. So that's what I try to keep reminding myself.
What are some of your favorite memories and moments as the director of Clubhouse?
Just being around the guys every single day, just being, I feel like I'm one of the players and being able to experience all these different SEC stadiums and everything. I've been able to go to some of the best atmospheres in the country, especially like at LSU. We went my first year with the team, and it was absolutely electric there. It was like something I've never seen before. And last year we went to the University of Texas. Even though it was very cold the first two games, it was still like awesome just to see, stadiums and everything that you've watched on TV before, and now you're getting to be in the dugout in the stands and getting to help out with the team that you've been cheering for your whole life. So I think just being something bigger than yourself and being able to see all these different stadiums and everything has been the coolest thing ever.
Of course, how is that like, obviously getting to work with those college baseball players, but also still having that work relationship?
It's awesome. We have some of the best players I could have ever imagined of getting to work with. They talk to me just like I'm just a regular, just like I'm one of the guys, but then at the same time, they know if they need anything, I'm there for them. Just if it's about baseball, just life in general, I'm there to help them, support them. And, if they're less than able to go on to play professional baseball one day, I get to say, oh, I got to work with them one day. So, just being able to support them and everything that they do and help them out it's been awesome.
Of course, so far, has there ever been a player that you've seen during your time at Alabama that made it to the major league?
Right now we still have some guys. There have been some guys drafted, but they're still in minor league baseball right now. But I do believe one day they will have a chance to play professional, make it to the show one day. And right now, we have some guys right now playing in minor league ball that it won't be too long before they get their called up to the show, and I can't wait for that to happen. So I see it on social media or anything too, just be like, wow, I got to work with him one day. Now he's playing in the show. Whenever that happens, I'm gonna be excited for them.
Of course, during your time, have you ever went to the College World Series with Alabama?
We have not made it to the World Series yet, but we're definitely one of our goals every single year is to make it to the College World Series, and that's everybody's goal. And I do believe we will make it one day, and hopefully, it will be this year. And I think, you just have to be different than anybody else. You have to be able to, execute at a very high level every single day and, do the little things right to make it to the College World Series.
Of course, for my listeners that want to go into being a director of clubhouse operations, what do they have to do to prepare themselves to one day be in the role that you're at?
The biggest advice I can give for somebody is to start as soon as you get into college. Like everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is unique. Like, I started at a junior college program that had, we had basically nothing. And now I'm getting to work with one of the best SEC programs. So just get your foot in the door somewhere. It don't matter what sport it is, whatever sport that you like, just get your foot in the door as a manager or whatever role that they need you in. Just start as soon as the year in college, because if you start, is so important, and that's what people are going to be looking for one day when you apply for a job.
What advice would you give people that are looking to work inside college athletics, particularly on the baseball side?
Yeah, so basically it's just the same thing, really. Just start when you're in college, and then eventually try to work your way up, and work as hard as you can, and one day the results will take care of itself. And baseball, we play pretty much every other day, so you have to get yourself used to playing every day too. So just start when you're young, and then just work as hard as you can.
What advice would you give people that are looking to work in the clubhouse operations for a baseball team or even a major league team or a minor league team?
Just start. I think the biggest advice I could say is, just start from the, if there is like a clubhouse role at your junior college or Division I level or whatever it may be, just, try your best to try to get that position or try to, start from the bottom up to, you may have to, go start like me at a junior college or something like that. But, the experience that you get from there is going to be very important for you with one day, with like the Atlanta Braves or, Miami Marlins, call you and ask you for a job about, being one of their clubhouse managers one day. So just having that experience is just so important and will help you in the long run.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with the Alabama baseball program?
You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook as well. I'm on all 3 social media accounts. So if y'all can find me there, my name is Trace Beasley, and then I think it should be able to pop up when you search it. So, if there's anybody out there that has any questions about me, about, what I do or anything else, I'll be happy to help you. And I'm also on LinkedIn as well. So if you like to, shoot me a DM or something like that, I'll be happy to talk with you.
Thank you again, Trace Beasley, for your interview and best of luck in your future as the Alabama baseball director of clubhouse operations.
Thank you for having me. Roll Tide.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Trace Beasley, for your interview and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.